Yes, God is so faithful and He is so good. And in His faithfulness, He'll make sure that He speaks to you at least once or twice, minimum twice in a lifetime. From there, depending on how you obey, how you follow Him, He will going to entrust you to His voice in more often times. So whenever God speaks to you, it shows that His portrait at that particular moment is on you, and you should act and move. The only change is that when God speaks to you, it's like He is calling you to move into the place of your fears, into the place of uncertainties, and that you do because you know who is calling you, not because you know where you are going. You remember the time when God spoke to Abraham, telling him to leave his own family, leave his own village, and move to the place where He is going to show him. Abraham moved on and he left his own friends, his own familiar place, and he took his people and moved on to where God only knew. And because of that faith, God promised to make His name very great, and everybody knows Abraham. Whether they believe in God, whether they don't believe in Him, whether they are Christians, whether they are not Christians, and even some of the denominations that have said Christians have taken Abraham to be a serious patriarch of their faith, just because the man dared to obey the voice of God. He has creative power. Once you start moving into obedience to it, you start metamorphosizing into a very new being. Some people will never have been known apart from the voice of God. Maybe this is what you need at the moment. So whenever that voice comes to you, because He says that His light shines to every man that comes to this world, every man, you should act because that voice will not always be on you. The spotlight will not always be on you. You should move with speed and haste. You should make the necessary sacrifice to follow that voice. And those things you have always wanted to do for years but in vain, they'll start falling into their own place on their own accord because you start moving in obedience to faith.